Hello guys, in this section we are going to discuss the physiology of vision. So basically we are starting a new topic, that is physiology of special senses. So if let us say this is the sagittal section, this is the coronal section of the cerebral cortex, and below here are the thalami. So this is thalami of one side and this is thalami of other side. So now, whenever we talk about senses, so first let us see something general about the general senses. Okay, whenever we talk about general senses, there are like four control points in general senses. So the first control point is the receptor. Okay, these control points are how the flow of information occurs. So from receptor, the flow of information occurs to the spinal cord. So spinal cord is the second control point. From spinal cord, information goes to the thalamus, and from thalamus it goes to various areas of the cerebral cortex. So thalamus is the third control point and cortex is the fourth control point. But this in case of general senses. However, whenever we talk about special senses, in that case we have only three control points. So first control point is the receptor, second is the thalamus, and third is the cortex. So in this case there is no involvement of spinal cord. So in special senses there are only three control points. First control point is the receptor, second control point is the thalamus, and third control point is the cortex. So there is no involvement of spinal cord. So if we take a look at the same thing again, but in case of vision specially, so the receptor, the receptors are present in the retina in the form of various cells, which we are going to discuss later on. So the second control point, that is thalamus. Now the main part of thalamus which plays role in vision is the lateral geniculate body, also called as LGB. So this is the nucleus of thalamus, which plays an important role in the vision. The third control point, which is present at the level of cortex. So since it's the case of vision, therefore the part of cortex is known as visual cortex. So the flow of information occurs from retina to lateral geniculate body, and from lateral geniculate body to visual cortex. So that is how the flow of information occurs. Now we are going to discuss all these three control points in detail, and it will give us a better understanding. So in order to understand the function of retina in the vision, which is actually known as phototransduction. So the function of retina in vision is known as phototransduction. Phototransduction simply means, so photo means light, so it means how the light stimulus which is received by cells in retina is transduced. That means it is converted into electrical stimuli and then transmitted along this pathway until it reaches visual cortex, where the information is interpreted. Now in order to understand the exact process and mechanism by which this occurs, we need to understand the structure of retina in detail. So if we talk about structure of retina, the first important thing that we need to remember is there are various types of cells present in retina, and these are arranged in multiple layers. So there are almost 7 types of cells present in retina. These are arranged in various layers. So we are going to take a look at all these layers and cells in the coming sections. In order to understand the structure of retina, let us consider the top part to be the anterior most part of retina. So this is the anterior most part of retina, and the lower part, it's the posterior most part of the retina. So we are going to study various layers present in retina and various types of cells present in retina from posterior to anterior side. That's from inner to the outer side. So the innermost cells, these the photosensitive cells which are present in retina, these are known as rods and cones. So this is a rod cell, and the cell which I am drawing right now, this cell, it is a cone cell. So these cells, that's rods and cones, they form the innermost layer of the retina. So as I already told you, there are 7 types of cells present in retina. So these are the first 2 types. So this is a rod cell and this is a cone cell. Now these two rod cells and cone cells, they transmit information to another cell. Now this cell, it has two poles. So this is one pole and from other side is the other pole. So it's known as a bipolar cell. So information from rods and cones, it is transmitted to the bipolar cell. So we discussed 3 cells: rod cell, cone cell, and the bipolar cell. Now from the bipolar cell, the information is transmitted to another cell, which is the most important cell in the retina. This is known as a ganglion cell. So the axons of these ganglion cells, they form nerve fibers which go out of the retina in the form of optic nerve. So this is the ganglion cell. So this is how information is transmitted, and these are the 4 types of cells. So the fifth type of cell, it connects rod cells and cone cells together, and it's known as a horizontal cell. So this cell which connects these rods and cones together is known as a horizontal cell, and the sixth type of cell connects the ganglion cells and the bipolar cells together, and it's known as amacrine cell. So these are 6 types of cells which are present in the retina. Now there is another type, that 7 type of cell, however it's not associated with vision. So these are actually glial cells known as retinoglial cells or RGC cells. They are also known as Mueller's cells. So these are not associated vision, they only provide structural support to the retina. Now these, if we take a look, so this is the direction of the pathway of light from outside to the inside, and as a result various layers are formed. Now we are going to take a look at these layers present in the retina, which are found by these 6 types of cells. So this layer is called as a photosensitive cell layer because it is formed by cell bodies of the rods and cones, which are photosensitive cells. And in outer to this layer is another layer called as inner nuclear layer. Now this layer, it contains nuclear bodies of these rods and cones, so it's known as inner nuclear layer. Now outer to this is a network of axons formed, so this is known as inner plexiform layer. This is known as inner plexiform layer. Now outer to this layer is the layer found by the cell bodies of bipolar cells. This is known as outer nuclear layer. And outer to this is another network of axons, so it's called as outer plexiform layer. And above this is the layer found by cell bodies of ganglion cells. It's known as the ganglionic cell layer. And then is the outermost layer, which is found by nerve fibers, so it's known as the layer of nerve fibers. So these are various layers which are present in the retina from inner to the outer side. So these are various cell layers. Now we understood various cells that are present in retina, so we'll have a discussion about some cells, some important facts about these cells. So talking about rods, as we all know, rods are photosensitive cells, and these rods, they are associated with dim vision. And rods, they are present more in number as compared to cones, so there are approximately 120 million rods present in humans, and rods, they are present in more in the periphery as compared to center. Now cones, these cones, they are also photosensitive cells which are present in the photosensitive cell layer of retina. These cones, they are associated with color vision, and cones are present less as compared to rods. So there are approximately 5 million cones which are present in humans, and cones, they are present more in the center of the retina as compared to periphery. And in the center there is an area called as fovea. Now this fovea, it contains exclusively only cone cells, and no rod cells are present in this. So all the vision is due to cones and not due to rods. So rod free vision is associated with an area of retina called as fovea. So these were some important points about rods and cones. Now the most important cell among all these cells in the retina is the ganglionic cell. So ganglionic cell, it's present in the anterior part of retina in the ganglionic cell layer. Now it's the only cell of the retina which goes outside the retina in the form of its axons, that's in the form of optic nerve. It's also the layer of retina which is associated with generation of action potential. So action potential is generated in these cells, which is transmitted along its axons, that is along the optic nerve, to the thalamus. Now, so this is the most important cell in the retina, ganglionic cell. Now the 2 types of cells, that's amacrine cells and horizontal cells, these are important cells and they play very important role in the adaptation of vision. Now we all know what adaptation of vision means. If we sit in a well lighted room and then we immediately shift to a dark room or a room having dim light, so in the initial seconds we are not able to see, then after few seconds we are able to see things because of adaptation of vision. So our cells adapt to the dim light and then we are able to see. We'll discuss it in detail. However, here we need to remember that amacrine cells and horizontal cells, they are associated with this adaptation, and all these cells, they are considered to be neurons rather than cells, and the neurotransmitter for most of these cells is glutamate. However, there is an exception that amacrine cells, they use acetylcholine as the neurotransmitter. Now these cells, so this is a horizontal cell which connects rod cells and cone cells together, and this is the amacrine cell which connects ganglion cells and the bipolar cells together. So horizontal cells and amacrine cells, they are important in adaptation of vision.